Some grass types will die within the first year of planting them, regardless of what you try to do to keep them alive. Sound a little scary? Follow along as I walk you through what to look for when you purchase grass seed. When you walk into the garden center, you are bombarded by a myriad of different seed brands, mixes, and claims. Let's cut through the clutter and look for the important information on the seed tag. Every bag of seed must be tested to let the consumer know exactly what is in the bag. The tag will tell you things like when the seed was tested, the percent germination or how much of the seed you plant will actually germinate and grow, percent purity or how much of what's in the bag is actually grass seed, percent weed or other crop seed, percent inert matter, which are things like small pieces of grass stems, seed chaff or seed coating, and noxious weeds per pound. You generally want to look for seed with high percentages of germination and purity and lower percentages of anything else. Also, pay attention to when the seed was tested, as the older the seed gets, the less germination you'll see from it. Most of the time, however, you'll see the percent inert matter will have a number close to 50%. This number is high because the vast majority of grass seed sold is coated. These coatings can contain beneficial materials such as fertilizers, water holders, and natural plant compounds to help seeds to grow. The coatings are typically colored as well, so seeds are easier to see when planted. Be careful when handling some coated seed, as seed coatings can contain a fungicide. These products must be handled with proper protective equipment such as rubber gloves, pants, and long sleeves. The bag will inform you if the coatings contain any harsh chemicals. You'll see names of seed mixes such as Sun and Shade Mix, Heavy Shade Mix, Ohio State Mix, etc., but none of these names matter as much as the kind of seed that is in the bag. In some economy mixes, you may see high percentages of annual or perennial ryegrass with a little Kentucky bluegrass, tall fescue, or fine leaf fescues included in the bag. In general, ryegrasses germinate more quickly than fescues or bluegrasses, so having a little perennial ryegrass in the bag can help to hold soil in place and reduce weed populations by germinating quickly. However, for many areas of North America, perennial ryegrasses may struggle during times of severe stress and begin to thin out, resulting in the need to purchase additional seed and replant. If not under stress, however, perennial ryegrass can be a very attractive lawn. Annual ryegrass, on the other hand, does not make an attractive lawn as it has a light green color, lacks density, and is very wide-bladed. It grows very quickly, so needs frequent mowing. It becomes very stemmy in late spring as it is trying to produce seed heads, and then dies as spring and summer temperatures begin to rise. Because annual ryegrasses germinate very quickly but then die, they are best used as quick cover to hold soil in place on slopes such as during roadside construction. Let's look at another seed tag so I can highlight a few things to watch out for. This seed from a garden center shows that 24.11% of the bag is Italian ryegrass. Italian ryegrass is just another name for annual ryegrass. There is also 20.98% Kentucky bluegrass, 15.14% fine fescues, 5.01% perennial ryegrasses, 1.26% inert matter, other crop seed, and weed seed, and 33.5% seed coating. These numbers will all add up to 100% of what's in the bag. Because just over a third of the contents of the bag is the coating material, inert matter, and other crop seed, we need to think about that in terms of how much seed we are planting of each species. For instance, the percent Italian or annual ryegrass in this bag is 24.11%. However, if you consider that seed only accounts for 65.24% of the weight of the bag, when you determine the amount of Italian ryegrass out of the total amount of seed in the bag, it jumps up to 36.96% of the seed going out is Italian ryegrass. Because this is an annual species, nearly 40% of the lawn planted with the seed mix will not make it through the hot months of the year. This means that as the weather starts to get hot, these plants will start to go off color, become stemmy, and eventually die out. So you can potentially have up to 40% of your new lawn die if you plant a seed mix containing this much annual ryegrass. Instead, look for a seed mix such as this one that has a lower percentage of perennial ryegrass, no annual or Italian ryegrass, and has high percentages of Kentucky bluegrass, tall fescue, and possibly some fine leaf fescues. A mix such as this will give you a tougher lawn long term and can be very attractive, depending on the specific cultivars included in the mix. To learn more about how to choose the right cultivar for your location, check out the Grass Doctor video, How to Choose the Best Grass Variety for My Lawn. Another thing to look for on the bag is how much area the seed will cover on your lawn. A 3-pound bag of a small seeded grass such as Kentucky bluegrass will cover much more area than a 3-pound bag of a larger seeded grass such as perennial ryegrass. By purchasing cheap seed, you may save a few dollars initially, but staying away from mixes that contain undesirable species will result in a better lawn and will save you money in the long term.